For the Misawa community, you're watching FEN Stereo 66.
Compiled from commercial wire services, military public affairs offices, and community news sources. This is FEN News.
Good evening and welcome to FEN News for a Tuesday evening. I'm Senior Airman Chris Galenick. The United States Air Force has existed for nearly 50 years. That's a long time by most people's standards, but the Army and Air Force Exchange Service has been around twice as long. Today they mark their centennial with events celebrating many cultures. Staff Sergeant Bucky Rudolph has more.
Staying in business is tough enough in today's fast-paced world, but staying in business for a century is even tougher. But AFIS has done it, and they mark their 100th birthday with a celebration at the base exchange.
The exchange basically started in the Revolutionary War with the settlers going around and peddlers selling to the troops, and their merchandise was very shoddy and of poor quality and high-priced. And in 1895, the War Department decided to set a separate PX, BX aside, and they developed the Army exchange system. And in 1948, I believe it was 1948, that we merged and became the Army and Air Force exchange system when the Air Force was born.
And what would a birthday be without the traditional cake? After the cake was cut, it was time for the employees attending the party to go to work, and time for customers to enjoy some of the many events scheduled for the birthday celebration. People stood in line for a chance to meet Addie Stocker, a famous Austrian crystal designer, and to also have their crystal artwork autographed with a handheld engraving tool. After having their pieces signed, it was time for traditional Japanese dancing and music. We've all grown used to the level of customer service the exchange has offered over the past century. What can Misawa expect to see in the future?
I think in the next couple of years you will see some reshuffling of the vendors, the concessionaires here in the mall. At the end of this year, first part of next year, you will have your new military clothing sales store. And that's about all that's happening right now for Misawa. There's on the books in the next few years to have a Four Seasons store, but that's going to be GOJ funded, so that's in the out years, but it's going to come one of these days.
Because AFIS operates in locations worldwide, it's only fitting they celebrate their anniversary with customs from around the globe. And that they did, with an international fashion show featuring everything from traditional Asian clothing to European and African wares. All in all, a perfect way to mark 100 years of service. Staff Sergeant Bucky Rudolph, FEN News.
Over the past few years, people have become more physically active by participating in exercise programs for health benefits and recreation. For the serious athlete, diet and nutritional supplements play a major role in gaining optimum performance. As Senior Airman Erica Dudley tells us, you may not need those dietary supplements.
Physical activity and diet is beneficial to everyone's health regardless of their initial level of fitness. But for the serious competitor, diet is even more important. Many athletes experiment with dietary food supplements in search of something to give them an edge in competition. For most athletes, protein is foremost on their minds, hence the supplements. However, very little scientific evidence exists that proves supplements clearly improve physical performance.
The bodybuilder or muscle building individual generally only needs a modest amount of protein more than the average person, approximately about 20% more per day. The protein that's not utilized actually can be deleterious to athletic performance because it must be broken down into waste products.
Excessive protein must also be broken down into fat, which is stressful to the body and can cause sluggishness in the athlete. With energy being the key to maximum performance for an athlete, carbohydrates are the answer.